Hello, everybody. Welcome to Between Frets, a space where female musicians meet and discuss all things music. I'm here, Jenny Jam, with the Fret Sisters. Yay! And we are doing a Fret Tea Talk. And let me introduce everybody. I have Shawnee Marshall.
What is good, everybody?
Nicole Rose.
What's up, good people?
And we have Autumn Tuesday. Yay!
Hello, everybody. Happy holidays.
Let's get started. The topic today is called shadow banning. And this is very interesting for me because I don't really know much about shadow banning, or I've been seeing a lot of posts about people talking about it, but I never really understood it. So let's get started. Has anybody ever been shadow banned, or can you give me a definition on shadow banning?
I don't even know. I never even heard that word. I think what I mean is like shadow ban is like low key being canceled. But I did not never heard of that until we actually talked about it. So it got me a little confused. Like, who's been shadow banned before?
It's pretty much what it is. Like, I've seen people, not me personally, but people who have put up content and slowly but surely their numbers go down. It's because it's not coming up in the algorithm anymore. Be that because maybe they've played music to where they say, hey, this is a copyright, or rather they said something controversial, they will start to dwindle their numbers to where there's no monetary gain. You don't get any eyes on you. So it's affecting your brand, your money, and everything. That's happening to a lot of people. To where maybe you may get 1,000 upwards, 100,000 hits on a video. Now you're getting maybe 10 people.
I was reading, it limits your, it's moderate, it's your social media content, moderation of your technique that limits the visibility of your, say the user's content without their knowledge.
Yeah.
They don't even know about it.
Yep.
And, this is this new generation, or I'm going to say generation, of how things are done with your social media and your content, and even from your everyday artists to your A-list artists.
Exactly.
So I guess my question, because whenever I saw these, they were like people that I knew. And I was thinking, well, maybe nobody just likes your content. I mean, that was my first initial thought, is like, well, but then you're telling me that they did have a presence and then all of a sudden they didn't. So we're talking about the people that maybe had 100K hits, right? Mm-hmm. Or are we just talking about 1,000 hits and now you're getting nothing? That's where I'm saying.
It varies because like Autumn said, it can go from very popular people, popular artists, popular, not even music artists, people in general who were maybe getting 50, 30,000 hits to where they're like, hey, is anybody seeing my post? I've been posting all this content and I'm getting maybe 7 hits. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I said, it could be the content that they're posting that's been banned, whatever information that they're putting in there, copyrights or whatever, or it could be, that it is a business. So if you're upping certain artists as well, you know what I mean? You want the other artists to be seen, and you're being diminished.
Oh, so what do they call it? Sabotaging. Sabotaging.
Yeah, that's what shadow banning is.
That's that's interesting. I'm wondering if there's some how they have streamers or people that buy streams, or buy that person that does all the social media. So is there that person that goes in there and does this shadow banning?
Like I said, I think it's a business. I think, of course, they're more so promoting, buying views, buying placement. So of course they're going to lean towards people who are throwing their money, to promote. And say even if you were an indie artist on the lower spectrum, and those 1,000 hits are great. 1,000 hits is more easy to get caught up on TikTok or whatever than 7 hits. So if I'm used to getting 1,500 hits and all of a sudden I'm getting 2, that's 1,000 may not seem like a lot, but that's affecting me.
Yeah, you'll notice a sudden drop in your engagements and fewer likes and comments and shares, even hashtags and you're unable to, accept a friend request, or your hashtags are removed. You're unable to post comments. It's a lot of control there.
I mean, has anybody here been shadow banned?
Nope.
No.
No.
It would be interesting in how to fix it. You know what I mean? Because I know I have seen like people that post that say they've been shadow banned saying, can you see my posts? Can you start, putting me in your algorithm, basically like commenting on everything. And I don't know if it worked or not.
Well, usually like the followers or the people that's watching these social media, they have an attention span of a gnat. So if it's not good, they not gonna do anything. They not gonna like it. They gonna say it's whack or anything like that, or they just probably just don't respond at all. That's usually probably what that is. Like if the content's not good, they're not gonna hit the like button. They're not gonna comment it. They're just gonna keep on scrolling.
Yeah, what I noticed, like Sean just said, people have the attention span of a goldfish. It's seconds. So if your content doesn't hit in the first couple of seconds, literally in a first second, they don't even like it. They keep scrolling, and you have to be on there long enough for it to count, or you have to receive a like. So your content has to be right off the gate. It has to hit hard for people to not only like it, but you have to grab that attention immediately. You can't go in slow and talk about this and that. No, you got to get right in there, or they're going to keep going, and you're going to lose. And I noticed that really more so this year than even last year.
Yeah. I mean, there have been artists, they've been indie artists, mind you, maybe 70, 100,000 followers. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh, where's so-and-so? And I've looked them up, and it says I don't follow them. I have never unfollowed them. Oh, wow. So I don't know what happened.
Would that mean that if you were shadow banned, maybe a solution to try to fix that would be to other ways of promoting music, correct? Like, would there be, let's see, what do we have here as a bullet point? Do the old school promo ways work nowadays of social if you're shadow banned? I don't know what the old school would be.
Do people still send out emails? I mean, how would you promote nowadays without social media?
There is still email marketing. A lot of people do their little monthly emails to people that's in their list about any upcoming music, any upcoming shows they can do. A couple people might respond, but the only way to reach a lot of people is definitely social media. But you have to be able to buy ads to reach more audience. For those that don't even know who you are, you got to reach more audience. So you definitely have to buy social media ads, based on the audience that you're looking for in order to gain your following back, gain your respect back, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and I also noticed, okay, so I'm going to talk about really quickly 2 different ways. I noticed the big artists, you notice that they're collabing with other large artists. And if they have their numbers are high, they get a phone call from SNL or Colbert Show or any of the nighttime shows of Fallon, and they blow up. Okay, more so. But they put a lot of money on a vest. Their videos are just so elaborate. And so that catches your attention too, because that's the visual. It's not just the music, it's the visuals. But they have money backing them. And the regular indie artists, they have to they'll either collab or they'll be endorsed by a company or say a pedal or guitar or a microphone or whatever, or lipstick, anything. And a lot of the larger artists they have perfumes, lipstick lines, they have makeup lines. I mean, from Gaga to Ariana Grande to, all of these big artists, they're in movies, they're on TV, they're all over the place. Those are the larger artists, but for the ones coming up, yeah, it's difficult. You really have to have some funding, and you just can't be Then you have the Spotify. There's a lot of indie artists I've never heard of, but then we have a Generation Alpha and Gen Z. They're into a whole different scene. So to really attract everyone, it's really more of a challenge than ever now to really stay, out there.
I've seen people who aren't getting the views It was like, okay, follow my Patreon. Like,
Right.
pay me monthly and I'll give you exclusive content, because obviously this TikTok generation, this Instagram generation isn't working for me anymore.
That's just like, I'm not going to say her name, but there's a stand-up comedian actress, and she had to go to Patreon. It seemed like she was shadow banned, like whatever she said, or if it was either too political or, or whatever controversial, they kicked her off, and now she's going around doing tours and selling tickets, but you have to get her exclusively on Patreon. And I'm like, well, now who has the money to constantly pay? But that I've seen that with actresses and actresses, stand-up comedians, and musicians that are already been out there, that have been awarded. Yeah, and I'm going, wow. So can you imagine the person that's just trying to get out there? How do you get there? So that's something to really be discussed. And what do we tell our people how to get out there when you don't have a big machine behind you?
Do we go back to snail mail, send out postcards? I mean, what do we need to do?
Or make CDs again. You know what I mean? Like, go back to CDs, go back to the vinyl, but, something tangible. I still am a little cloudy on the word shadow ban and the solutions. Like, how do you fix that? Well, I'm sorry, my doggy's like crying.
Oh, he's cute.
But yeah, like, it just seems like it's really hard to say, oh yeah, I've been shadow banned, and then try to fix it. It seems so frustrating,
Right.
I think it's like what Shorn said. It's pretty much being canceled. And it's even worse that you don't even know you're canceled until you check, like, hey, my money's not coming in. Like, you know what I mean? I think, like Autumn was saying, it's pretty much a collaboration. You have to get with someone bigger than you to say, hey, I forgot about Nicole. Why is this person not on my feed? What, this person just collabed with this person, and then you go back to their page, and it's like 30 or 50 posts you missed. That the collaboration may be the only way out of it, or to do something that actually pops on TikTok.
Yeah. You have to reinvent yourself. Sometimes maybe you could contact you could reduce your activity, try to do a collab. Contact the platform support team, just take a break for a while and come back. Because I've noticed I have people on Instagram, and I'm like, where'd they go? They were really big, and then now they're invisible. So I have to go look for them. Now I'm like, what's their name? Or what's their handle or something like that. It's just I've noticed it a lot recently. So it's so different. It's something that I have to study, actually.
So the last bullet point is, can you be successful without social media? Everybody's like, no.
I don't think so.
Sadly and scared. I mean, that's kind of scary. I don't know if you can.
No.
I mean, Like I said, what alternative do you have? Singing, like, busking, is that what it's called? And hope somebody, like an executive, passes you by, like in the 80s? Like,
Yeah.
Either do like online concerts on your social media or something like that. That's kind of like the only, you can't really do anything without social media.
Exactly. The only other thing you can do, and it's like putting the cart before the horse, is you're on tour. You're an opening act for big artists.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, who are you? So let's say...
But how did they find you, Karen, if you're not on social media?
Someone, I don't know, somehow someone in the industry, or it's an engineer, I'm making it up. Say an engineer says, make some phone calls. It's like the who you know. So let's use Ice Spice, for instance. She's a little young lady from a rapper from the Bronx, right? Okay. We're like, where'd she come from? And how did she blow up in a year or less than 2 years? Oh, she's friends with Taylor Swift. Oh, they had her open for Doja Cat. I'm like, where did this young lady come from? And I mean, and she's great. And all of the artists that, and she was even nominated for these awards. And you're sitting next to one of the largest stars in the world right now. Like her or not, whatever. Taylor Swift is one of the biggest pop artists in the world right now, especially with her Eras tour. And so she's hanging out with her. So the cameras are on Taylor Swift, and then they're like, who's this person next to her? Ice Spice. I'm just using that as an example. You go to Coachella, who's opening up, who's at Coachella, all these concerts. So there's some kind of inside
industry plants, they call them.
Yeah. Well, okay. You said it. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So it's that there's this machine and it's the contact. It's who you know. And again, engineers, producers, whoever's in the industry that pushes you. And not that she's not great. She is. She's great at what she does. But it's a game. It seems like it's so political. And when I mean not, political, like who they like, and they push. It's always been that way with radio. But this generation now, they'll buy an album, but I don't. In my opinion, I don't think they're going to go back to cassettes or too many CDs, because they have these phones and AI, and they can just hit their phone and listen to it, and they have the new over ears. I just don't see. I don't really see the younger generation going back to some physical too much, unless they're collecting. I just don't really see it. I see other generations. I don't see the Alpha generation or the Gen Zs doing it. I really don't. And they're the ones that spend the most on concerts and they get the Spotify and all of that. There's the target. That's that target group, that age group, or that those generations that spend the most, if you look statistically. And I wouldn't mind buying a CD, but where do I get it? Oh, I got to go to Walmart.
You got to go to Amazon and ship it in.
Amazon.
Also, and then you got to get a CD player.
Exactly. Those are so expensive nowadays to even get a CD player. Yes. That was because I threw all my CDs out years ago. But like you said, the millennials are starting to collect again. They're starting to collect vinyls and CDs and tapes for nostalgia. They're starting to do that again. And it's like CD players are like $100. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I just go sit in my car because my car still has one. Just pop it in and ride around or something. I'm not paying that much for a CD player.
For my Mac computer, I have an extender. So I have the CD. I bought the for like the older model computers, and I can insert that, and then I can play a CD or DVD. But this is a laptop. But the newer ones, everything, even your phone. You can't even plug in your phones for a headset. Everything is Bluetooth. It's the technology. We have to stay up with the technology. That everything is just hit a button.
Yeah, but like you were saying, Karen, I think it comes down to who you know. If social media goes away, like, hey, I had a background singer, maybe this person can come in, or maybe this. If we lose social media, it's definitely going back to the 70s, 80s. Like, who you know? Oh, my cousin can sing. My cousin can play. That's pretty much what it's going to be.
It's always been who you know gets you the job or the gig, and what you know keeps it. So, so if you play with a star, people are like, well, who is that? Who is that? Oh, so let me look this person up. If you don't have a Wikipedia page, or if you're not really out there, you're not endorsed, nobody knows who you are. There's zillions of people out there that are excellent. They're great artists. So it's tough. It's a tough business. You got to stick with it. But we were talking about shadow banning. Yeah, this is new to me. I'm reading up on it. I'm like, really? And I've even noticed like some huge artists get hit with that. And I don't want to say their names because I don't want to put it on the platform. Yeah. And I go, wow, this person was on tour with the biggest artists, and they're being shut down and they're being controlled. And I'm like, wow, this is interesting.
It's very scary. It's like, the sci-fi movies that I love. It's like how easily you can change somebody's livelihood by, like Sean said, a cancel button. And that's what shadow banning is. It's very, it's scary if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I just really quick, one note about Ice Spice. I thought she got popular on TikTok. But,
she did.
Okay.
She did.
But and another side note about her, isn't she being canceled now?
Yeah, they got another person. They got someone from England. I can't remember her name. She's supposed to be the new Ice Spice. They said, "Oh, we're done with Ice Spice. She's old news." I'm like, y'all were just doing her little dance. Like, stop it.
It's like you have a shelf life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelf life of like milk out of the refrigerator in July. So we have Dolce. She's nominated.
Doechii.
She's the
yeah,
Doechii. She's
yeah.
nominated.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's nominated for a Grammy. I mean, I will always say this is the year, and these are the last 2 years of the ladies in music. They're big, all of them. They really dominate. But Doechii, I think she's one of the first rappers to come out, and and she's just average. She doesn't have all the, the wigs and the get up, and she's just a simple, but she can rap. No one rolls out of bed and just really blows up. I'm like, we can go back to Ice Spice. She's been doing it for a while. Yes, she blew up on TikTok, but the real blow up was who she was connected to. Mm-hmm. That got her to Coachella, that got her to the Grammys, that got her to the Essence Awards, who she's going to award shows with one of the biggest stars in the world. That's a different level of stardom when you are connected with big people. So you're always in the media, you're on the TV shows. So everybody knows who she is. And then you get endorsed by a coffee company or a donut company or a lipstick company. So, but there's always someone new. So like let's say Charlie XCX. I like her in Chaperone, the Newer Girls. And they've been in it for years, decades. And now they're really big. Now they're getting nominations, and their tours are ridiculous. I mean, they are selling out stadiums. But these young ladies have been around. Ariana Grande, she's in Wicked with Cynthia Erivo.
Amazing movie. I've seen it twice. Go see it.
Here's my side thing. If Cynthia Erivo gets the Oscar for a leading role in Wicked, she will be the first youngest EGOT. And she's an amazing artist, singer, actress. She's awesome. And Ariana's like, I'm gonna act. She was a kid actress, but she's acting now. I'm like, wow, she's in one of the biggest movies of the holiday season. So she's not even worried about a tour. But she's been around how long? Over 10 years.
Yeah. But that goes to what you're saying. Like, even these major stars, because it's a shelf life and you could be shadow banned to anything, they're like regular people now. You have to have multiple streams of income and get it while you can.
Exactly.
Because 2-3 years, you may be like, hey, on one of the one-hit wonder VH1 shows, remember when we used to dance Ice Spice? Like, where's she now?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, not trying to slam on Ice Spice. I'm just saying they're trying to oust her already.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, social media, they're like, hey, she's old news. Who we got now?
Mm-hmm.
So she was really big for 2 years, and that's it?
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Two words. Hustler's instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We got about 6 minutes left, but yeah, I like that. I like those two words.
Yeah. You have to hustle. You got to have your side hustles. You have to, and I noticed that even Gaga, who I love, has I'm not going to, say she has a makeup line. Mm-hmm. All of them have makeup lines or perfume lines. All of them, or they're in films or in movies. I mean, there's always, you have to do something else to stay relevant, out there. And that's, I'm talking about the huge stars. Even the big star Beyonce, she has a hairline, I believe. She has hair thing, and she's been on, and she's got more awards than anyone. And she's been out since the 90s, or somewhere like that. She's been around a long time. She didn't just roll out of bed and say, "Hey, I'm a star." And all of them, and they work hard, and it's amazing. But like I said, it is the year of the woman. I have to read up more about this because it hits everybody from the beginner to the A-list.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that was a great conversation. Hope our listeners got something out of it. We don't really know the solutions, but we hope.
Hustle. What was it, Shorn?
Hustle.
Hustler instincts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hustler instincts.
Nowadays, people think outside the box. Once y'all get outside that box, help me out because I don't know what to do.
Right. All right. So this concludes our Fret Tea Talk. Stay tuned for more coming from us.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.